here today to listen to this speech. And all of you have the ability to listen to this speech because you were born with the ability to hear. But some people were not born with the ability to hear. What would those people do in this situation? How would they listen to this speech? What if it was a deaf individual who had no access to a sign language interpreter? What would they do? Throughout high school, I took 3 years of sign language courses, and I was intrigued by what we learned about cochlear implants and the role that they played in the deaf community. Just as you are listening to this speech right now, a cochlear implant gives a deaf individual the ability to hear sound. A cochlear implant is a small electronic device that is inserted inside of a deaf individual's ear to give them a sense of sound. I'm going to discuss what a cochlear implant is, how it works, and the benefits of having a cochlear implant. So let's start by talking about what a cochlear implant is. As I said before, a cochlear implant is an electronic device that is inserted in a deaf or hard of hearing individual's ear so that they can have a sense of sound. According to Mosby's Dictionary of Nursing, Medicine, and Health Professions, a cochlear implant has two parts. There's the internal portion that receives the sound, and there's the external portion that rests above the deaf person's ear, and that is the transmitter that transmits to the internal part. Both the transmitter and receiver work together to give the person a sense of sound. A cochlear implant is not the same thing as a hearing aid, although they are similar and often confused. The University of Miami School of Medicine says on their website, and this is a quote that is telling the difference between a cochlear implant and a hearing aid, and I quote, "Unlike a hearing aid, which amplifies incoming sound, a cochlear implant changes sound waves into coded signals. Hearing aids require working hair cells in the inner ear, where cochlear implants bypass those cells and replace their function with their own." Cochlear implants are increasing in popularity, and more deaf individuals are choosing to receive an implant. In December 2010, over 219,000 individuals worldwide had received cochlear implants, according to the National Institute of Deafness and Other Communication Disorders. So now that we have an idea of what a cochlear implant is, let's talk about how a cochlear implant works. And right here, I have a diagram of the different parts of the implant, the external parts and the internal parts, and I'll explain how they work. Sounds are picked up by a small microphone that rests over the upper ear, and then the sounds are sent to a speech processor, which changes the sounds to coded signals. Then the coded signals are picked up by the portion that is inside of the ear as FM radio waves. This electrical energy stimulates fibers that are in the inner ear, and this results in electrical information that is sent to the brain, and this information is interpreted as speech or sound. So now that we know how a cochlear implant works, let's talk about the benefits of receiving a cochlear implant. Cochlear implants have greatly benefited deaf and hard of hearing people, both young and old alike, and the FDA website offers a wealth of information on the implants and what the benefits are of receiving them. Adults who receive the implant notice a change in their hearing almost immediately after receiving the implant. They notice a difference in their ability to perceive loud sounds versus soft sounds, and far-off sounds such as a siren from an ambulance going by, and also from smaller close-by sounds like maybe somebody flicking the switch of a light to turn it on. Adults also increased their ability to lip read once they received a cochlear implant, and they were also able to have easier conversations on the telephone and watch television, either for the first time or either more easily with the help of the implant. Children also benefit from receiving a cochlear implant, and the Children's Memorial Hospital website says that those children who receive auditory and speech therapy along with their implant benefit the most, and this is because the therapy along with the implant allows them to develop better hearing skills and speaking skills. The younger a child is when they receive the implant, the greater chances they'll have of being able to speak and hear normally. Deaf children do very, very well in general education classrooms with the implant because it allows them to lip read their teacher better, and they are also able to develop important literary skills that they need to do well in school, such as reading, writing, and spelling. So to summarize everything I've said, we talked about what a cochlear implant is, how a cochlear implant works, and what the benefits of having a cochlear implant are. And cochlear implants are amazing devices that can give a sense of sound to someone who maybe wasn't even born with that ability. So to me, it's amazing that that kind of device could help a deaf person maybe be even in this very room listening to this speech with you all. And it is just an incredible device that allows them to do that.